Hello there, I'm Big Alias, and I come to you, gross, I come to you with more bad news. More bad news for Xbox fans. Almost spoiled the reveal there. But let's go for it now. The Halo show has been discontinued. It's over. Following season 2, which is it's a shame. Well, I struggled to speak then. It's a shame. I for one actually liked the show. I know a lot of people didn't. It sort of had the effects of The Acolyte currently, where everyone's just like, oh my god, everyone wants me to hate the show, so I need to hate the show, so I need to put something provocative in the title of my video because I really want to know that, oh man, I hate this show, despite the fact that it was a season of great TV. It was a great season of sci-fi television, which we should always mourn the loss of. You never want sci-fi to die. It's high production TV. And it's kind of rare. It also reminded me that I had a Paramount Plus subscription, so I shall be cancelling that as soon as possible. There's nothing on there for me anymore. The Halo show was the reason I kept my Paramount Plus subscription. I was kind of waiting for the next season, so if there's not going to be another one, then I might as well just bum that. So yeah, cheers Paramount. Forgot that I had one of those. So that's that. No more Halo. It's a real shame. And I think it's time that I acknowledge something that honestly I've been avoiding acknowledging, and a lot of people have been saying, and I've been disagreeing with. I think finally maybe it's time to admit this, that yeah, okay, the Halo brand isn't what it used to be, and the Xbox brand is beginning to become not what it used to be either. I don't know, to be honest with you, I know where the Halo brand is. I know that it's now become a secondary series. For Microsoft, now that they have Activision, this was always going to happen. But in terms of the Xbox brand, I've got to admit it, man. Recently, I've not been feeling overly great about the Xbox brand, which I know a lot of people, if this video catches any views, a lot of people are going to be raising their fists like, yeah, let's go. This sucks. I've loved this brand for a long time. I've been an Xbox fan for a long time, and I'm starting to begin to wonder whether with the next generation I might just flip. I might just switch to PlayStation, which is crazy, by the way, because I have a decade and a half of gamer score, completed games, achievements, a friends list, messages, all of it would just go kaput and gone. A game library that I'll probably be able to carry over to the next console. It would all be gone. It would all be gone if I switched to PlayStation. But to be honest with you, I don't know, man. I have to admit it. I have to admit that we've all, and you have to admit it too if you're an Xbox fan, we're all doing the same dance, which is like, soon they'll get there. They'll get it. They'll figure it out. We'll have our moment. It will be triumphant, and we'll get there. But it's just not happening. It's just not. They're just treading water constantly. And every time I read news about a new Xbox release, something that's coming to Xbox, it's like, oh yeah, you wait until next year. Next year something's coming. Next year it's gonna be big. It's gonna be a big deal. A big deal for this one next year. And then next year rolls around, and it's never the game that they promised. It's never, as big as they promised. I was talking about this with my Game Pass video, which of course, yeah, Game Pass is going up, and Standard is losing day one releases. So people are actually making excuses for that. But yeah, I talked about this during that video, which is day one releases. It sounds like it sucks. It sounds like it sucks that Standard are losing day one releases, but what did we get this year? We got Hellblade 2, which is a great experience, but it's like 4 to 5 hours long, and then it's done, and you're never going to touch it again. We just got Flintlock, which I've been playing, and it's charming. It's okay. It's not bad, but it's nothing to write home about. And sure, we got Chia the other day, and another game that I've been playing at the moment. I think it might be a day one release for Xbox as well, Dungeons of Hintle something, which is an excellent game, and I've been having a really fantastic time with. But they're these tiny little experiences, and in terms of what we've missed out on, it just doesn't add up. Other people are playing Helldivers 2. I didn't get to play that. I know I understand that Microsoft are making the switch to streaming and PC gaming, but I don't have a decent PC, and I really don't have the patience or honestly money to be investing in PCs, so I won't be fucking with that. And in terms of the cloud gaming, that really bugs me. It really annoys me because I have tried cloud gaming. I have Game Pass Ultimate, and it sucks. It really sucks. It's awful. None of the games run even half smoothly on my connection. Now I understand, I will admit, I don't have the best connection. I do not have an amazing connection. But what I do have is a standard connection. I think from what I can tell, I have about the average in this country. Now, a lot of people have more, and a lot of people will say, get your money up, or stuff like that. I have a family to feed, and that's more important. No, but I mean, my connection is not good enough. It does, and I'm on wired. My Xbox is directly plugged into the router. It's using an Ethernet, and I can't stream games very well. Hopefully the infrastructure will improve, but right now it sucks, and I'm not going to take my games on. I'm not going to walk around playing my games on my phone. It'll overheat. It will destroy the battery on the phone. And don't you have to have a controller plugged in? They're going to have to either approach every developer and tell them to create a mobile control scheme, or you're going to have to walk around with a goofy-ass controller everywhere you go, one of those adapter controllers. Meanwhile, your battery is killing itself, and you're like a goofball, and that you're streaming games at like 10 FPS. No, it just doesn't work right now. All of these things, they're just not there, and that's the big issue with Microsoft. This is the problem. This is the thing that's plagued the brand for, God, what, over a decade now. It's the reason they're not competitive at the moment, and it pisses me off so much as someone who like is a fan and wants to continue being a fan and has so much stock in the brand. This really bugs me that they always try to jump the gun way too soon. They always try to jump in on things way too soon. They have no idea of timing, and it bugs me so much. The D-Day for Xbox, the day that the Xbox brand started to really plummet, it was for anyone who doesn't remember this, it will make me feel old, but it was the day the Xbox One was announced, which was, and it was a terrible day for the brand. It was an awful day for the brand. It was the day that people just backed out and cancelled their pre-orders because they tried to jump the gun. They tried to make you online always with every game. They tried to make the console discless when we weren't ready for that. Now, unfortunately, we're transitioning to a discless era of gaming, and the disc is dying, and I understand that, but they announced this console over a decade ago when people were still using discs like crazy. Of course people aren't going to be okay with that. They also tried to bundle in Connect, dude, which of course just increased the price, and people ended up forced to buy something that they didn't want to buy. So of course the sales are going to be down. But they had this like vision of people walking into the room and the Xbox recognizes you instantly and says hello. It's like, you're ahead. You're too far ahead. We're not Tony Stark yet. This isn't the MCU. Slow down and apply the brakes, please, Microsoft, for the love of God. Apply the brake. But they didn't. I mean, they didn't. And ironically, if you look back, the times when they were really successful were the times when they made gaming accessible for people. Times when they made things easier for people. We talk about the 360, which was the shining moment for Microsoft. That was because they said, okay, we're going to jump the gun on Sony. We're going to give you HD sooner at a lower price. It was more consumer friendly. So it was like, hey, we're going to get there first with HD. You can play games in HD before you can with Sony, and it's going to be cheaper. Don't worry about it, bro. And then with Game Pass, their second big success, they made gaming more accessible by just providing you with a ton of games just for a subscription. You didn't have to like hunt for games. You didn't have to go out there and buy them, and they were all at your fingertips. They made gaming more accessible. This is when Microsoft succeeds, and I understand they're trying to do that now, but they're making the hardware more accessible. They're giving people like more devices that have Xbox on them, rather than figuring out how to use that utility in the correct way. Look, it's great that I can play Xbox on a Fire Stick. That's awesome. I don't have the connection for that. I can't do that. It's going to be a terrible experience. Oh, I can play Xbox on my phone. Well, I've already explained what an awful experience that would be. Oh, I can stream Xbox on my PC. That's actually a cool idea. But again, I don't have the connection for it. It's just, and you have to have a controller because they haven't mapped keys to any of the games that they put on Game Pass. It's just, the utility has to be there, the accessibility has to be there, and it just isn't at the moment, and that sucks. And that's why I'm considering making the switch in the next generation. But to be honest, from what I've heard of Sony, it's not looking great over there either. So I don't know, man. I know I'm being irrational. I'm pissed off about this. I wanted this show to continue, and I thought there was a chance it could, but I guess not. But I guess I'll see everyone later.
The PlayStation is only $149, and you can also get leading titles.